So this video in particular was sent to me, and apparently it is Hongjoong interacting with one of his fans. So I'm interested to see how he interacts, I'm interested to see how she responds, and I'll give you my thoughts. Let's get right into this.
제 동생 소런이는 저랑 9살 차이가 나는 저희 집 막둥이입니다. 그저 해맑기만 했던 막둥이가 고3 수험생이 되고 성적 때문에 우울한 날도 오는 날도 많아졌어요. 잘 웃지 않는 동생이지만 ATEEZ 홍중님 얘기할 때는 누구보다 행복해 보여요. 큰 시험을 앞두고 있는 동생에게 잠시나마 힐링하고 힘낼 수 있는 홍중님과의 시간을 선물해주고 싶습니다.
I mean, that's like an unbelievable gift. I don't know if it gets much better than that. If this doesn't lift her out of her depression, I don't know what would.
안녕. 소란이 안녕. 어디가? 네, 안녕. 나 일찍 끝났다 그래서.
진짜요? 와 대박.
반말로 할 수 있어?
제가요?
수고했어. 오늘도 프로그램 반말로 해줄 수 있어?
아 노력해.
편하게.
Wow, I mean, she's in complete shock. I mean, I don't know if you can fake that. Even if she did, for some reason, know that she was going to be meeting Hongjoong, she'd probably still have a similar reaction. You can see he's making an effort to try to make her feel comfortable. Obviously, he realizes that she's extremely nervous. So let's see how this goes.
진짜 몰랐어?
아니 이렇게 보는데 약간 수상한 남자가 팔짱 끼고 이렇게 앉아있길래
아니, 숨고 싶었는데
어,
얼굴 숨기려고.
진짜 잘생겼어.
아 그래?
네.
실제로 보니까 어때? 영상으로 보는 거랑?
아니, 얼굴도 되게 작고
I guess that would be a compliment in Korea, that your face is small. So I think people would probably take that as an insult here.
가방이 무겁네?
안 보.
책이 많이 들어가 있나?
네.
공부 열심히 하는구나.
평소에는 좀 더 무겁고.
아, 더 무거운데 오늘 좀 가벼운
네.
편인 거야?
근데 가방 되게 잘 어울려요.
아, 그래?
Just casually going for a stroll with Hongjoong from ATEEZ. Like, how can you be normal doing that, especially, you know, as a high schooler who's a big fan of ATEEZ? Like, the fact that she's even able to walk in a straight line is, you know, good enough.
너의 프로필 정보를 미리 언니들로부터 입수를 했어.
네.
한 일주일 동안 열심히 외웠거든.
진짜요? 대박.
19살이고 마라탕하고 치킨 좋아하고. 맞지?
네.
He memorized her profile that her sisters gave him. I think is cool, right? Like, he's showing her that he cared about this interaction and he wanted to get to know her. And this is just so awesome for ATEEZ to see, for the fans to see, right? Like, they get to see that, hey, like, these guys, unless they're putting on this incredible act, these guys actually care about their fans and they want to get to know them on a personal level. It just makes that connection all the more real that we feel toward our favorite idols and our favorite groups. But doing this once in a while, I think it's incredible. Not only for the actual fans that get to have these interactions, but for everyone else watching. You can relate to the fandom and you can relate to the excitement that these fans have toward their favorite idols and stars. So you're sort of living vicariously through the fans here.
아는데 제가 누워있는 걸 너무 좋아해서 죄책감만 가지고.
그래?
네.
나도 작업실에 이렇게 있으면 막 몇 시간이고 누워있을 때가 있어. 그럼 나도 약간 진짜 오늘 뭐 했냐, 바보냐 막 이러면서 이제 밤새 그 생각 때문에 또 작업이 안 되고 막 이럴 때가 있단 말이야. 난 알람을 맞춰, 눕기 전에. 한 30분만 쉬고 해야겠다 이런 게 있잖아. 난 딱 거기에 맞춰. 그리고 뒤로도 5분 간격으로 한 3번 더 맞춰.
완전 제이 같은.
It's like, yeah, like, listen, I procrastinate too. It's okay. I'm normal. I'm a human being too. So again, he's relating to her. He's empathizing with her, validating her feelings here, and kind of acting like an older brother. And that's something we can take away from this. When people can relate to us and admit their quote-unquote flaws, we feel a little bit more comfortable and at ease. And we can see it right there.
난 3번 더 맞춰.
완전 제이 같은.
Right? The second he sort of brought himself down to her level and related to her, she immediately initiated the conversation and felt confident enough to respond.
대박.
Wow, gentlemen.
눈이 부시는구나. 너 안 닿는다, 야, 너한테. 너한테 이렇게 해야 되는.
okay. I think maybe he's trying to make it feel just extra special for her. And although obviously it's not a romantic thing, and I don't think, obviously he's not trying to make a romantic thing, but I think he's just wanting to make it extra special for her and maybe even give her that kind of fantasy that it's a little bit of a date, you know? Just kind of in a fun, innocent way, you know, giving her his jacket and shading her. I think he's just trying to be a gentleman and make this extra special for her. I mean, that's the way I'm interpreting it.
저 생일이거든요. 알고 계세요?
너가 먼저 얘기를 하면 안 되는데 그 저거 알지? 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다. 그거 하자. 누워 여기다가 이렇게 대보고 있어봐. 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다.
Oh, wow, he knew.
이거 하나 꺼졌다. 소원 빌고.
I mean, it doesn't get much more special than that. Like, this is a birthday she's going to remember forever. It's just nice that he put in this type of effort, right? From memorizing her profile, memorizing what kind of food she likes. How can you not be happy for her? This is something that she's going to remember for the rest of her life.
이거 옛날 그 MP3거든?
네.
근데 내가 조금 힘들 때 오빠가 옛날 공부하거나 연습생 때 힘들 때 들었던 노래 한 12곡 정도? 랑 ATEEZ
네.
노래 몇 개
네.
섞어서 12곡 정도를 담았어.
Wow.
너가 공부 많이 했는데
네.
너가 생각한 점수가 안 나왔을 때 그냥 혼자 이거 들고 나와가지고
진짜 행복한 것 같아요.
행복한 거 같아?
네.
힘이 된 거 같아? 응원이 된 거
네,
같아?
완전 좋은 말 너무 많이 들었고.
좋은 말은 다 잊어버려도 되는데
네.
이 기분은 잊지 말고
네, 절대.
힘들 때마다 오빠 생각해주고.
네, 저도 너무 좋았어요.
그래?
네,
재밌었지?
네, 제 2의 생일.
이해 생일?
네.
That's cool. Today is my second birthday. I like that. Although she's been feeling down and she's been feeling a lot of pressure and she said depressed, you know, this could be a turning point for her, right? Sometimes it just takes a little bit of encouragement. Obviously, not everyone can meet Hongjoong from ATEEZ, but you know, even the fact that her sisters took the time to make this happen, that's got to also feel good. Not just meeting Hongjoong from ATEEZ, which is incredible, but the gesture that her sisters put forward. So just knowing that you're thought about in this way, knowing that you're cared about in this way, this can really get the ball moving. And hopefully this gives her some momentum to push forward in a positive direction. Again, I think the message here that kind of resonated, what Hongjoong was saying, was like, you don't have to be perfect. And I think a lot of young people, especially in Korea, they put a lot of pressure on themselves to be perfect and to study all the time and to constantly be working hard. But here's Hongjoong over here kind of reinforcing the fact that, hey, like, look at me. I'm pretty successful. He didn't say that outright, but that's the implication. He's super successful, and even he procrastinates and doesn't feel like working a lot of the time. So I think that's really important for young people to hear. Not that you shouldn't try hard and you shouldn't work hard and you shouldn't try to achieve your dreams, but it's okay to also not feel like working hard all the time and to take breaks and to not be so hard on yourself. I hope she was able to absorb that.
가봐야 돼. 소란이도. 야, 여기 있다. 고생했어. 고생했어.
대박.
고생했어. 잘 가.
It's sad. It's sad that it has to come to an end. Like, I wish they could be friends still. But he was totally a gentleman throughout this whole, we'll call it a date. Dates can be platonic as well. Although he was sort of like a mentor / big brother, there was also an element of him kind of being chivalrous and gentlemanly, as if it was sort of a date, kind of creating that fun fantasy for her. And this is just so special. Like I said, man, something she's going to remember forever, right? This is kind of life-changing. And like I said, for us to see it, for the fandom to see it, and they get to be inspired and feel like, hey, maybe there's a chance I get to meet him too. But on top of that, living vicariously through these fans and just enhances that connection, and it makes it real. Because I think a lot of people do kind of question the authenticity of these connections. And I think when we see the artist actually in person, it's one thing to do it through like a Weverse, which is still awesome, but to do it in person, that's next level. And I think that kind of validates the connection between artist and fan even more. So I hope they continue to do these. I enjoy them. I hope you enjoyed my reaction and analysis. And if you want to see my uncut reaction, all you need to do is go to my Patreon page. I've included the link in my description below, where I also have a ton of other uncut and exclusive ATEEZ reactions that I know you will enjoy. Other than that, my name is Max. I will catch you soon. Peace.